What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric, and today I'll be reviewing Cocaine Bear, which I just checked out last night, and I want to give my thoughts on this movie. I did see the preview for it a couple weeks back at another movie, and I thought it looked like it could be really, really stupid, but hopefully funny, because they were obviously going for a comic approach. And, you know, with this kind of movie that's really dumb and unrealistic, which is kind of strange to say because it's supposedly based on a true story. It is not based on a true story. It is loosely inspired by a true story where the cartel drops a bunch of cocaine in the woods and a bear did consume that cocaine and started acting a little bit crazy and then eventually died. That's what really happened. They took that premise, which is fine. You want to take a little premise and turn it into something crazy, some wild comedy, that's fine. But let's not pretend it's based on a true story. And if you watch it, you'll know it can't be possibly based on a true story because it's completely fiction and it's completely out there. It's wild, it's insane, and it just goes for pure comedy. Now, this movie absolutely knows what it is, and it goes for laughs the entire freaking time. And first of all, just right off the bat, like the movie, was it funny or not? To me, I'm not saying every joke landed, certainly not. There would be periods of time where it would not be that great and not be that funny, but I laughed a lot, and so did the rest of my theater. The movie was genuinely funny to me. There were a lot of different types of humor. Most of it worked, some of it didn't, but all in all, the movie did succeed in what it wanted to be, which was purely a comedy. The entire movie's purpose was to make you laugh, and they did that a lot for me. It was entertaining, it was pretty quick, it didn't last forever, they didn't overstay their welcome, in my opinion. And it is a straight up black comedy in that people are getting their legs ripped off, limbs torn off, blood everywhere, disgusting, just insane kills, and the entire theater is just busting up laughing. You know, it's pretty tough to make a death, someone's gruesome, horrible death, be funny, but this movie somehow did it. I kind of felt bad, like, damn, I'm laughing at this guy. This poor dude just got his leg ripped off and I'm sitting here dying. But it, literally, I mean, that's what the movie was going for, and they somehow did it. It goes all out, super campy. They don't try to hold back at all from what this movie is. So that really is a positive for the movie because it's a genuinely funny movie in my opinion. It's a movie that I probably wouldn't want to watch again quickly, but if a year or two pass, kind of forget some of the jokes, something I would love to watch again because just, you know, get some good laughs out of it. And for that reason, it's entertaining. I will say besides that, there's really, and that's kind of a sort of an issue I have with the movie. There is no thrills really to be had. It's not really horrifying. It's not scary. It's not anything like that because it's so funny and they go full on with the comic approach that there's just, and they don't even really try to make it that way, even though there are some storylines that should be pretty damn serious. I mean, the movie does take place here on Earth. It's not some kind of science fiction movie. It's not some kind of a spoof movie. So there are characters that are in trouble. There are children that get into trouble, and there are situations where you would think you would see a little more urgency, a little more fear, a little more something. You don't really see that because it's just totally for comedy. So I don't love that, but that's the approach they took. So what they were trying to achieve, I say they, the filmmakers, Elizabeth Banks, who directed the movie, what they wanted to achieve when making this movie was clearly make you laugh, and that's it. It's supposed to be funny. It's a straight up comedy beginning to end, and it succeeded. For the most part, it succeeded in that. I laughed a lot. And I don't want to give away any of the jokes. In case you haven't seen it, I would recommend this movie in general. On to the negatives, though. I mentioned already, weren't a lot of stakes. There wasn't a lot of horror. Really wasn't anything like that. And people did act extremely unrealistic. Not just for comedy, but just the way they behave, the lines, a couple of little kids, especially this little boy, and the things that he would yell and the way that he would act, even in front of like mafia bosses and everything, standing up to them, like yelling at them, like, what are you, like, the kid has no fear. The kid did not look the slightest bit scared, you know, and it's just like your life's on the line. This giant bear's chasing you, he's killing, there's blood everywhere. He's already seen dead bodies. It's pretty freaking traumatic. But no, you don't see any reaction from them that you would think you would see. It's just pure comedy, jokey. Even for a while, a mother's looking for her daughter who might have already been eaten and was dragged off by a bear. She would be terrified, but no, joking. So that's all. I mean, I get it because it's a comedy. Don't get me wrong. I get it. That's the entire purpose of the movie. But if you're going to go for such a comic approach, why even put the storylines of lost children and a mother looking for her children? Like, that storyline doesn't even belong because you can't pull it off because you're just going for comedy. So it just doesn't feel genuine at all. Nothing feels genuine in the movie. The movie is just so crazy. As far as the bear goes, I haven't even talked about. The bear looks really cool, looks really awesome, mostly, if not all, CGI, but the bear looks pretty freaking scary and funny. And yeah, I mean, just the way the bear is looking for the cocaine, a lot of, I don't want to give away any of the jokes, but just really a hilarious movie. Also, shout out to my man, Ray Liotta, and what could be, it's probably going to be his last movie unless there's another film coming out, but obviously Ray Liotta passed away fairly recently. Really a shocking moment when I heard about that. Love his movies going all the way back. Of course, Goodfellas. I mean, he was the absolute man in that movie. He's been in lots of other films as well. A lot of films with mafia ties, but obviously he was in Blow with Johnny Depp, played Johnny Depp's father. He wasn't a gangster in that movie, but still, he did a great job there and finishes out his career as a freaking mafia boss right here in this crazy movie, Cocaine Bear. He was fantastic. The entire cast did a really good job, solid. The child actors did good. I just didn't love their lines. I didn't love all their dialogue. I don't think they behaved like children of their age would behave. Maybe I'm wrong because this day and age is different, obviously, than when I was that age. But sometimes, like I said, mention the little boy, like his behavior and just no way. I'm sorry, no way. I mean, the experience that these people went through, some of them just perfectly normal people, just not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. So it's very absurd, very unrealistic. That's not my cup of tea normally. And if you're going to do that in a comedy, I just ask you, make me laugh. And I just reviewed a movie not too long ago, another movie supposedly based on a true story that's completely false, completely fiction, only slightly inspired by a true story, which was that movie 80 for Brady. That movie also just went for laughs, comedy, just stupid. But guess what? It didn't make me laugh. It wasn't funny. Cocaine Bear did make me laugh quite a bit. I'd say well over 50% of the jokes actually landed. And that's not a great percentage, but lately it seems like movies are about 2%. 2 jokes out of 100 would be 2%, and that's about accurate in a lot of movies lately. This one did a lot better than that. Again, some of it was stupid, some of it was actually cringe, and there would be a few moments where I'm like, oh God, moments where I feel sick, I want to leave. But those moments were few and far between. By and large, this movie achieved what it wanted to for me. I can't say it'll do that for everyone. For me, I think most people will enjoy this. It sounded like the rest of the theater loved it. For me, the movie, for what it wanted to be, I cannot say this movie was anything but good. It was not great. It wasn't a great movie. I can't say it was great, but this movie was definitely good, not great, because what it wanted to achieve, it achieved in being hilarious, just absolutely out there. The park ranger lady was awesome, so funny. There are some shock moments in here that are somehow hilarious. The shots, I gotta give Elizabeth Banks a big shout out, just the shots, the order of the shots and things like that, and how you could pull that off. If you tell me to make someone die in a horrific way who's actually an innocent person who maybe the audience actually likes a little bit, and make it funny, I don't know how to pull that off. That's tough. I think she did it. I think that Elizabeth Banks and the filmmakers pulled this one off in making it funny, even though normally you would think that's what a successful dark comedy does. And I think they pulled it off for the most part, but I just don't think it's a great movie. There's just too much cringe. Just the dialogue sometimes gets to me. It's just annoying and just not my thing. So I'm gonna say good, not great, but I do recommend it. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think down below. And if you saw Cocaine Bear, I'm sure there are a lot of people who put out reviews like this is garbage, sucks, complete shit. And all the people are saying it's probably one of the funniest movies of the year. We'll see. Right now, it's in my top 10 of the year, but we're only in February, so I'm sure it probably won't be in my top 10 by the end of the year. Hopefully not, but won't be in my bottom 10 either. I guarantee you that. So, Cocaine Bear, good, not great. You guys have a great day. Hit the thumbs up, hit a subscribe, and we'll see you.